Hello, chismosas y chismosos, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime. If you're new here, I'm Audrey, former paralegal turned stay-at-home mom who loves true crime. I like to tell the stories of the real cucuys and lloronas of the world. The cases I cover are wild. Some topics may be triggering. Viewer discretion is advised. With that being said, grab your hot Cheetos and let's dive into today's case. Oh, and also the people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. If you've ever heard of the 3 strikes and you're outlaw, you may want to thank Klaas and her family. This law doubles an offender's sentence for a second felony conviction and commands a mandatory 25 to life in prison for a third one. Polly's case even reached a national level when Mr. I did not have relations with that woman signed the 1994 crime bill. This bill provided prisons with $10 billion, granted incentives to states who applied life sentences to those accused of particular felony crimes, and wiped out higher education grants for inmates. The Klaas Foundation, formerly known as the Klaas Kids Foundation, likes to remember her for who she was and not how she was taken. I think it's safe to say that Polly's long-lasting impact has completely overpowered what happened to her on that dreadful night. The Klaas Foundation has helped search for thousands of missing children all over the United States and reports to deliver over 100,000 safety kits to families each year. Polly Hannah Klaas was born on January 3, 1981, to Mark Klaas and Eve Nicole. Even though her parents divorced in 1984, Polly maintained a strong bond with her dad, and although she lived with her mom and sister in Petaluma, California, Polly spoke to her dad on a daily basis and spent every weekend with him. Polly was especially close to her maternal grandfather, often visiting him and his wife in Monterey. They treasured enjoying walks on the beach with Polly, playing and singing to music beside them. A special bench in Pacific Grove facing the ocean is dedicated in her name. Those who knew her describe her fiercely standing up to bullies. Polly was artistic with an incredible, unique style. She loved to sing and act and played piano and the clarinet. She was just 12 years old, and like many other girls her age, she liked hanging out with her besties and just be girls together. That's exactly what she was doing on the night of October 1st, 1993. Around 7 p.m., Jillian arrives at Polly's house, and they walk past Wickerman Park to a nearby convenience store for snacks. They return to Polly's house and wait for Jillian to arrive around 8:30 p.m. It was also around this time a neighbor witnessed an unfamiliar, scary-looking man getting out of his car. Kate, Jillian, and Polly were having a sleepover, or should I say not sleeping, because I remember being 12 and having sleepovers. We would quite literally use sugar to keep us up, and I still vividly remember parents and siblings coming in and out of the room telling us to keep it down and go to sleep. With Halloween approaching, the girls were trying on costumes and practicing makeup. Around 10 p.m., Polly's mom tells the girls not to stay up too late and to keep it down because she and Annie, Polly's younger sister, were going to sleep. Polly's mom has admitted to having taken a prescribed sleeping pill that night and was in a profound slumber. The girls were playing board games and video games. Between 10 and 10:30 p.m., and additional nearby neighbors witnessed an unfamiliar man pass by walking with a duffel bag in hand. At around 10:30 p.m., Richard Allen Davis broke into Polly's home and entered her bedroom with a knife in hand. Richard expressed he was only there for money. He ties Kate and Jillian's hands with Nintendo cords, places a pillowcase over their heads, and tells them to count to 1,000. This real-life kukui then kidnaps Polly and strangles her to death. Her besties were not about to wait all the time it was going to take them to count to 1,000 like the monster had asked. They immediately started trying to untie themselves, and after about 20 minutes, they run and tell Polly's mom to wake up and face this real nightmare. Polly's mom calls 911 at around 11 p.m. and tells the operator someone took her daughter. Nothing else was taken from the home except for daughter and a pair of red tights. 20 miles away from Polly's home in Santa Rosa, California, as a babysitter was driving out of a private property near Pythian Road, she sees a sketchy man lurking in the shadows. She calls her boss and owner of this private property at 11:24 p.m. The Sonoma County Sheriff's Department are called, and when they arrive, they find a disheveled, profusely sweaty, dirty, alcohol-reeking man. His name is Richard Allen Davis. They noticed his pants were wet, but his shirt was not. When they asked what he was doing, he said his Ford Pinto was stuck in a ditch. Richard claimed to be passing through the area to see a relative in Redwood Valley and pulled off the road to sightsee. Yes, sightsee in the middle of the night. Richard also, not surprisingly, denied being on parole and denied having ever stepped foot in a prison, which was a complete lie. At one point during this encounter, he cracked open a beer. You'd think it would be an immediate DUI, seeing that he reeked of alcohol and was continuing to drink in front of the officers. But no, the officer simply asked him to pour the beer out. The cops even had a tow truck come and help them in the assistance of getting his car out of the ditch. At 12:46 a.m. on October 2nd, 1993, the deputies cleared the incident with dispatch. What they did not know was that kidnapped 9-year-old Polly Klaas was lying in a ditch nearby. Go to part 2.